Getting an update that Prime Minister Modi is in fact speaking. Let's cut to that.
मोदी ने जो संवाद किया है, किस तरीके से ना सिर्फ एक अहम योजना बल्कि कैसे जब हम बात करते हैं महिला सशक्तिकरण की, और आज का दिन और ज़्यादा अहम क्योंकि आज है अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महिला दिवस। उसी के उपलक्ष्य में आज नारी शक्ति को हमने देखा, किस तरीके से प्रधानमंत्री ने नमन किया और ना सिर्फ उन्होंने सोशल मीडिया को लेकर इस पर अपना संदेश।
All right, so Prime Minister today is in Surat, where he is in fact going to be taking part in this announcement of the schemes like Lakhpati Didi, and this is one of the visuals that we are getting at this point from that particular event, where he is in fact speaking to those women who are in fact have been involved in Lakhpati Didi. Remember, Lakhpati Didi is self-help group scheme that has in fact been announced by the Gujarat government. It has in fact been helping a number of women, lakhs of women in Gujarat, and he is in fact right now interacting with the beneficiaries of the Lakhpati Didi right now. So today also there is in fact an event where there are going to be of course other announcements that will be made in lines with this scheme, and apart from that we also earlier mentioned that how there are announcements that is going to be made in the national capital as well by the Delhi government. So that will be of course 2,500 rupees to women, and now we are getting Prime Minister interacting with these beneficiaries. I'm now joined by CNN News 18's Pallavi Ghosh on this broadcast. Pallavi, a number of key announcements are in fact expected by the Prime Minister today.
That's right. And see, basically what has happened is that this Lakhpati Didi scheme was begun by the government under the Rural Development Ministry, and the entire idea was that women empowerment, and Prime Minister has stressed on the fact that unless a woman is also financially independent, she's not going to get truly empowered. And the concept of Lakhpati Didi was then envisaged, which essentially means that by the end of a year, in 1 year, a woman earns 1 lakh rupees and then she becomes a Lakhpati. Today he's going to distribute at least 1.1 lakh such certificates for Lakhpati Didis. But the most interesting part of this event is that all those who are involved in the execution of this program are women. Large number of women have been deployed in terms of security, the DSPs, the deputy SPs, all of them. So it's going to be an all-women show. And also the larger messaging, as we are seeing in an interaction which is taking place between the Prime Minister and the Lakhpati Didis, is that you become financially independent, you become the bread earner, winner of the family, and you dictate also how the family runs. So you're not dependent on anyone financially.
Also, Pallavi, when we talk about the national capital as well, the Delhi government is all set to announce the women's scheme where 2,500 is going to be given to the women in the national capital, and then Prime Minister is going to take part in this event as well. So there are, of course, a huge celebration that this government is planning as far as International Women's Day is concerned.
Yeah, and the beginning began actually early in the morning when we saw, for example, the social media handle of the Prime Minister being given to women achievers for a day, and all of them telling us stories about how they broke the glass ceiling. This was, of course, a poll promise, but the day which has been chosen is significant. But it's not going to stop at one particular day. That is what the messaging the government also wants to send out. And, through the years, we've been seeing how women as a powerful, not just a vote bank, but as those who have achieved, who've broken those barriers. There are fields where women have rarely been seen or not been seen. Those are also being shattered and women are entering, or whether it's the Air Force, whether it's the Army, or whether as doctors, and different fields for that, right? Creative, non-creative fields, in all of them. I think that's the powerful messaging coming in. But the most important of them all, of course, is that a woman has money in her account which is in her name. She doesn't have to depend on a male in her family for a day-to-day kharcha, as the Prime Minister would say. And in many cases, this would have a rippling effect. A mother would also insist that her daughter goes to school and also gets as empowered as she is.
Also, Pallavi, take us through that how today, as Prime Ministers, of course, all right, we are in fact short on time on this. We are in fact moving on from this. Many thanks, Pallavi, for getting us all those details. And we are getting